Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, U.S. Immigration News. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about will immigration trends decrease in 2025? Here's what you can expect. As we move toward 2025, the future of legal immigration in the United States is uncertain, with significant changes potentially on the horizon. Amid shifting political dynamics and the proposed Project 2025 policies, legal immigration could become more complex, slow, and frustrating for many. With heightened scrutiny, longer processing times, and stricter regulations, immigrants could face more obstacles than ever before in their pursuit of work, family reunification, or permanent residency. This video explores the potential impact of these proposed changes on the immigration system, the U.S. workforce, and immigrant communities. Will legal immigration slow down in 2025? The focus on immigration reform has always been central to U.S. politics, but recent developments suggest that the legal immigration process may become more cumbersome in the years ahead. With a potential change in leadership and policy direction under the Trump administration, legal immigration could face a significant slowdown, affecting everything from visa processing times to green card applications and beyond. The impact of Project 2025. The cornerstone of this shift is Project 2025, a set of policies advocated by figures like Stephen Miller and Steve Bannon, aimed at reshaping the U.S. immigration system. Project 2025 calls for introducing heightened scrutiny and additional hurdles for legal immigrants. Under the plan, obtaining a visa, securing a green card, or acquiring work authorization will become more difficult, as the administration pushes for stricter protocols under the guise of enhancing national security. Increased bureaucratic challenges. One of the key elements of this approach is to increase the role of the fraud unit within the Department of Homeland Security and USCIS. This unit would have the final say on whether applicants receive immigration benefits, potentially creating bottlenecks in the system and prolonging the application process. Furthermore, green card applicants would be required to undergo interviews as part of the process, a step that will significantly increase delays, especially for those with complex cases. As it stands, visa processing times for individuals overseas are already long. For instance, spouse visa petitions at the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi, Kenya, take over 2 years to process. With additional delays and scrutiny, this could become the norm across multiple U.S. consulates worldwide. Effects on U.S. workforce and economy. The ripple effect of these slowdowns will be felt across the U.S. economy, where immigrant labor plays a vital role in industries ranging from technology and agriculture to healthcare and construction. By making it more difficult for companies to hire immigrants or for individuals to enter the country legally, this policy will strain sectors that depend on a steady flow of foreign talent. Additionally, the U.S. could see a decline in the number of workers entering critical fields, exacerbating existing labor shortages and ultimately slowing economic growth. Family reunification and immigration benefits. For families hoping to reunite with loved ones or immigrate together, these policy changes will create further complications. The additional scrutiny and lengthy processing times could mean prolonged separation for families. Spouses of H-1B visa holders. The long-term impact on immigrant communities. Legal immigration is more than just a policy, it's about the people who are affected. Immigrant communities are essential to the social and economic fabric of the U.S., and policies that make legal immigration more difficult could have long-lasting consequences for these communities. Families may be forced to remain apart, individuals may miss opportunities for work or education, and overall morale within immigrant communities may be dampened. The policy shift under Project 2025 could foster an atmosphere of uncertainty and resentment among immigrants, particularly those who were previously on a clear path to legal status. What to expect in 2025? Looking to 2025, the legal immigration process in the U.S. is poised for significant slowdowns. Whether you're applying for a visa, working toward a green card, or hoping to reunite with a family member, the hurdles in the immigration system are expected to increase. The Trump administration's proposed policies will likely add more bureaucracy, lengthen processing times, and make the overall experience more frustrating and discouraging for many immigrants. While proponents may argue that these measures are necessary for security, the economic and social consequences of slowing down legal immigration are substantial. As we move forward, it will be essential to watch how these changes unfold and what impact they have on the broader U.S. economy and immigrant communities. Worker shortages may define the 2025 economy. For all the trepidation about world trade, debt, and inflation, it could well be worker shortages that define economic trends this year on both sides of the Atlantic. Immigration curbs and deportations form a central plank of the agenda of President-elect Donald Trump, who returns to the White House on Monday. If he follows through with these plans, up to 1 million illegal migrants could be deported over the next 2 years, and U.S. population growth could slow as a result. Meanwhile, in Europe, there's growing speculation that a durable ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia could see many refugees and migrants currently spread across Europe begin to head home. More than 4.3 million Ukrainians have fled the country since Russia's invasion in 2022, with more than 1 million. Opens new tab settling in Germany alone. Many Ukrainians were given legal rights to live and work in Europe in a 2022 European Union directive. The prospect of losing at least some of these workers is already prompting concern in some Central European nations. A significant decline in workers at this juncture, when labor markets in many economies remain hot despite the severe borrowing rate spike over the past 2 years, is rekindling concerns that some countries could face a potentially stagflationary supply squeeze. The prospect of a fresh upturn in wage inflation is just one more headache for central banks that otherwise seem keen to roll back the interest hikes of 2022 and 2023. Labor market heat. The International Labor Organization, a UN agency, said on Thursday that the global jobless rate remained at a historic low of 5% last year. It forecast that the rate would stay there in 2025, dipping further to 4.9% next year, and mapping out longer-term aging and fertility trends to illustrate how ebbing labor supply is affecting that. J.P. Morgan strategist noted the working-age population in developed economies as a whole looks to have peaked at 746 million in 2023 and is projected to fall by 47 million through 2050 based on UN forecasts. This all sets the stage for a year that could see U.S. and European businesses experience an echo of the labor market anxieties that emerged in the wake of the pandemic. Indeed, the heat of the U.S. jobs market doesn't seem to have dissipated much last year. Although difficulty in hiring on an aggregate level appears to have returned to pre-pandemic levels, U.S. small business surveys, Open's new tab continue to flag acute worker shortages in key sectors such as transportation, construction, and manufacturing. With 1/5 of small firms planning to pick up hiring in the next 3 months, almost 90% of those looking to recruit reported no or few qualified applicants. And the number of businesses saying labor costs were their single biggest problem was just 2 percentage points below 2021's extremes. This then throws a spotlight back on Trump's proposed migration curbs and deportation plans. Some 8.3 million U.S. workers were estimated to be illegal migrants as recently as 2022. Macro driver. Migration has been a critical macro driver over the past 2 years, and likely a key reason why the U.S. economy was able to continue to create a significant number of jobs without generating an inflation spike. The U.S. Congressional Budget Office last February sharply increased its estimate for net immigration through 2023, forcing economists to rethink their expectations for sustainable payroll growth in 2024. However, those migration numbers have ebbed significantly since then, not least due to a mid-year asylum ban from President Joe Biden's administration that's estimated to have already cut monthly net migration by 1/3 compared with 2023. Trump's proposed deportations could tighten things much further, and investors are therefore starting to see Trump's migration agenda as potentially more economically important than even his tax or tariff promises. Morgan Stanley reckons Trump's plans could see deportations of about 1 million migrants over 1 to 2 years, and a decline in population growth from 1.2% in 2024 to 1% or less this year. Schroeder's economists think the greater threat to inflation probably comes from a crackdown on immigration, along with mass deportations, if it leads to labor shortages that would ultimately result in higher wages and services inflation. The Schroeder's team cite Peterson Institute estimates that mass deportations could add 3 percentage points to inflation compared to a bump of 1 point from a 10% tariff hike. They reckon such a supply shock could cut potential GDP growth down to 1.5% from more than 2% currently. And Invesco argues that if deportation negatively impacts growth and creates a stagflationary environment, a significant stock market downturn would ensue. The details surrounding this debate, including whether deportations will be partially offset by working visas for skilled migrants, are numerous. But migration and fears about a shrinking workforce have clearly become a key macro investment variable that perhaps should dominate market thinking around Trump's inauguration next week. In the face of these proposed changes, the future of legal immigration in the U.S. remains uncertain. The potential slowdown could have far-reaching effects on both the economy and the social fabric of immigrant communities. As the Trump administration's immigration policies begin to take shape in 2025, it will be essential to closely monitor how these shifts impact workers, families, and businesses. With tighter restrictions and prolonged delays, the challenges for immigrants may only intensify. But how the nation navigates this will ultimately define the landscape of legal immigration for years to come. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel US Immigration News. We hope you are doing great. In this video, we are going to talk about will immigration trends decrease in 2025? Here is what you can expect. As we approach 2025, the question of whether legal immigration will slow down in the US becomes more pressing. Immigration reform has long been a central issue in US politics, and recent developments suggest that legal immigration could face significant challenges. Potential change in the leadership, particularly under a returning Trump administration, could bring up about stricter immigration policies, increasing visa processing times, and complicating green card application. One of the key drivers of this shift is the projected 2025 set of policies aimed at reshaping the US immigration system, advocated by figures like Stephen Miller and Steve Bannon. The plan proposes heightened scrutiny and additional barriers for legal immigrants under the guise of national security. This could involve increased involvement of fraud units within the Department of Homeland Security and US citizens, and immigration services, potentially creating significant bottlenecks and delays in the application process. Furthermore, green card applicants could be required to undergo interviews, adding more time to an already slow process. The implications of these slowdowns extend beyond the immigration system itself. Immigrants' labor is crucial to various US industries, including technology, agriculture, and health. With stricter immigration policies, businesses may face difficulties hiring immigrants, exacerbating labor shortages in critical sectors. This could also have a broader impact on economic growth as the influx of foreign talent slows down. Family reunification would also become more difficult under these policies, with longer processing times and increased scrutiny leading to prolonged separation. This could cause significant emotional and financial strain on immigrants' families. Legal immigration is not just about policy but about the people affected. The changes under Project 2025 could lead to uncertainty and restatement among immigrant communities, many of whom were previously on a clear path to legal status. As a legal immigration becomes more challenging, the social and economic consequences could be severe. The overall slowdown of legal immigration could have a profound effect on the US economy, especially in the light of exciting workers shortages. The immigration policies proposed under Project 2025, if implemented, could add bureaucracy, letting processing times, and make the immigration experience more frustrating for many. While proponents argue that these measures are necessary for the security, the economic and social consequences would be substantial, and it remains to be seen how these changes will affect the broader economy and immigrant communities.